Hey YouTube, this is Sam from Chalice and Chains here, and I just wanted to make a video today about the idea of setting, challenge ratings and encounter balance, and this whole idea of how do you balance this kind of thing. And most specifically, I'm referring to D&D 5th edition because that's what's popular right now. That's what most people are playing, and that's what most people are asking about. In some of the online forums that I've seen. And, I'd love your take on this, but my approach to this whole thing is don't worry about encounter balance. Don't worry about challenge ratings. Like, what I've determined is that too many dungeon masters, game masters, whatever you want to call them, have decided that they're too afraid to challenge their party. They're too afraid of a TPK, essentially. And I don't subscribe to that idea because I believe that for the most part, not all the time, TPKs are the result of players not being smart. Now, there's plenty of times where a monster will crit, take out a party member, and bad rolls and whatever things happen to players that, or to the characters I should say, that cause other issues. But most specifically, some of these forums or some of these things that I've been seeing on Facebook are like, oh, well, I've got a 3rd level party and I want to throw these monsters at them, but I'm not sure if it's how the challenge rating is going to work out. And I'm like, forget all of that. Like, what you need to do in any role-playing game, in any system, is ensure that you're having a fun, cool experience, right? So let's keep it to D&D, 5th edition. You got to make sure that the encounter is exciting. The encounter is interesting. The encounter is something that is memorable. Okay, if you throw your PCs up against, a troll that guards a bridge, that's a cool encounter, but don't make it cliche. Make it something really interesting. Now, a second level PCs aren't going to be able to handle that, necessarily, at least in combat. And so you need to. One of the important things to do is define what success is in your encounter, right? Is success killing the monster completely? Bringing it down to 0 hit points and destroying it? Or is success overcoming a specific obstacle, right? So I think that's the important thing to realize about challenge ratings and encounter balance, because they can't take that into account, right? For example, if you set up this encounter where they're supposed to fight this troll on a bridge, but one of the PCs decides to, figure out a way to cleverly avoid the troll and still get across the bridge, or, talk to it, whatever, use roleplay, use skills to overcome the challenge, right? To get past it. If that's your level of success, is get past this troll. That's what you've designed as the end goal, right? Then challenge ratings mean nothing, right? If the goal is, this monster is plaguing this town, or this, this group, this force is plaguing this town, and can you kill it so that it will no longer do that? Well, what if the PCs find that, well, all right, this thing is doing this because it feels threatened, or it's doing this because, somebody in the town had stolen something that was precious to it, whatever, and they discover a way to stop the attacks without killing the monster, right? Challenge rating means absolutely nothing in that case. So, and then you take it to the next step where, okay, yes, the goal is to kill the monster, right? There's nothing to say that you can't scale up or scale down an encounter on the fly as a game master. In fact, you should, pit them against something that's exciting, pit them against something that's hard. And if you feel like, oh no, this is way too hard, they're going to die, and they are being smart, you can just say, next kill hits this creature, you don't tell them that, but that's what you do on your sheet. If you feel like combat's going too long, it's dragging down, the players are losing interest, next kill or next hit is a kill, right? Or you're like, oh man, this was supposed to be a challenge and these guys are just blowing through it. I'm not usually a fan of increasing hit points, and I'm certainly not a fan of increasing or decreasing armor class mid-encounter. So, but those are things you can do at the beginning of the encounter, or you can, in the scenario we were just talking about where you realize it's too easy, throw in another wave of monsters, right? Or how about, there's another adventuring party, and granted it's a party of NPCs that is here to try to take the loot. And when they find out that you're here, they decide they don't want to team up with you. They'd rather kill you too and take the loot, right? But maybe they're not super, super tough or whatever, so you can handle them. But it increases the difficulty of the encounter, right? Or just as you're wading through the goblins and you're feeling all badass, another larger wave comes in, right? Like easy, simple stuff that DMs have been doing forever, right? But lately people have been getting freaked out about, well, what's the encounter balance? How much XP do I give? All this. And, I get the game part of it. I get that, the idea of you want to be fair, but I guess that's not how I do it as a DM or as a GM. And I'm interested to see how other people do it, because to me, the most important thing is that you're having fun, right? So if I set up an encounter where you're going to have, you're going to be on the back of a griffin and you're going to have an aerial combat encounter, and maybe you're third level and you're, I don't want you to fight other griffin riders, I don't want you to fight gargoyles, I want you to fight wyverns, right? Well, wyvern is way too hard for if you're going by challenge rating, right? Or multiple wyverns even. So what if I say, well, the goal is not to win the fight by killing all the wyverns, right? The goal is to survive 5 rounds of combat. And if you do, the wyverns decide you're too much of a challenge and they leave, right? And I'm not going to tell the PCs that in the beginning, but that's what I'm talking about. That way you don't have to stress out about challenge ratings, and you don't have to worry, oh my god, is my encounter going to be too balanced or unbalanced, right? So let me know what you guys do, what you guys think, how you guys tend to operate your games, because I've just been seeing it and it's been driving me a little crazy on Facebook. Just, all these people, oh my god, how do I calculate this, this encounter? And I'm like, just don't, right? Just put them up against the monster you want to put them up against and see what they do, right? Stupid players are going to make stupid mistakes and their characters are going to die, right? Smart players are going to be smart and they're going to figure out how to overcome it. And sometimes being smart means running the hell away, Like you go in there and you realize, oh man, I'm way overmatched. I can't handle this foe, so leave. And you as the DM can say, the foe's not going to pursue you. You can leave. All right? So there's that. Oh, and that's it. That's all I'm going to do for today. Thank you guys. Let me know what you guys think. Subscribe to my channel, Chalice and Chains. I think I'm 1 away from 50 now, so that's exciting. And drop a line on Facebook.